Hello, friends, and welcome back to English Classes Online. My name is Benjamin, and in today's episode, we are going to look at the 5 steps of the writing process, how to apply the simple procedure in all types of essay writing questions or writing forms, if you like. Now, if you are new to this channel, kindly subscribe to the channel. You will find the subscribe button below. Just click on the subscribe button and make sure you click on the bell icon as well, so that whenever a new video goes live on the channel, you will be notified instantly. If you are a writer or you are desirous of becoming one, this video will be useful to you. If you are a student or a candidate of any of the English uh, examination bodies, and you are preparing to sit any of the English exams, then of course you will find the tips we are going to share in this video quite useful. I want to take you through the 5 steps of the writing process to familiarize you with a simple procedure that you can use whenever you want to write anything that is worthwhile. Now, the benefits of learning the writing skills are legion. When you learn how to write effectively, you reap quite a number of benefits. Now, effective communication is one of them. All right? Learning the writing process and mastering this simple writing process will enhance your ability to communicate your ideas with clarity. And then, of course, academic success, all right? It will enable you to present your ideas correctly so that you'll be able to pass your exams and obtain your academic credentials. So these are benefits of learning this simple writing process. Then the next benefit is enhancing creativity. We are all made in the image of the creator. So naturally, we are designed to be creators. There is a whole lot of creativity in every man that you need to learn and apply. All right, learn and practice, and then you'll be able to unlock the potentials. You discover the giants that is lying dormant in your creative life. All right, now learning this simple process will enable you to generate and document your creative ideas. All right, that actually is critical. And when we talk about academic, I mean, apart from the academic success, then achieving career success is also one of the benefits of learning the writing process. Whether you are pursuing a career in journalism, in blogging, in book publishing, in content creation, or whichever field, whichever career you are pursuing, learning this simple writing process will enable you to, be able to create content in that area of specialization. And if you are a professional content creator, then the more you become knowledgeable and uh, practically competent in the writing process, the more you'll be able to create valuable content which you can monetize and begin to create income for yourself. So having said this, let's now begin to look at the 5 steps. But we have already looked at why it is important, why the writing process is important. All right, it's an important part of communication. It is critical to success in various aspects of human life. And the step one in the writing process is brainstorming and invention. You know, brainstorming simply means think about what you want to write. It's just as simple as that. You know, think about it, give it a thought, you know, create a conducive atmosphere for concentration. Just concentrate. If you are in an exam hall, of course, the atmosphere is there because the exam hall is not a place where you find a whole lot of noise. All right. So then you just give it a thought. Think about what you are going to write. You know, there is an age old adage which says that, good thinking yields good product. Before you are able to compose a piece of writing or any work, anything worthwhile, you must first compose your thoughts, because your mind is like a computer, your mind is like a camera lens. It captures what it is focused on. All right. If you have a camera and you want to capture, you want to take a photograph, or produce a video clip, then you have to focus the lens of your camera on your object, your desired object, the object or subject you want to capture. Now, if you focus your camera lens on something, then it will capture the image. But if you are moving the camera, you know, zigzagly, so to say, to different direction without focusing it on a particular image, you may capture quite a number of images, but you have not been able to capture one major image of interest in particular. But if you focus the camera lens on something you want to capture, if you focus it directly on it, then you will capture that image, the image of that object or subject, in its beauty and splendor. So that is the power of focus. When you focus your mind on a particular topic, then the ideas will keep flowing, and that is how you invent new ideas about the subject matter or the topic that you want to discuss. Of course, there are a number of pre-writing techniques that will help you to generate ideas at this level in step one: clustering, free writing, talk writing. Well, we are not going to go into details of all these techniques, but if you search or browse through my channel, you will find a video I've uploaded on pre-writing strategies, and that will give you a detailed discussion on these pre-writing strategies. All right. Now let's move on to step two, which is gathering information. All right. You need to gather the necessary ideas on the topic, because a piece of writing uh, is like soup, you know, and a soup is as delicious as its recipe. All right, so you need to ensure that you retrieve from your memory bank enough information, because you you cannot write well until you are able to retrieve information from your background knowledge and past experiences. There are a lot of information stored up in your subconscious mind, and it is at the point of this step one, step two pre-writing stages that you actually retrieve this information and you write them down. Now, there is a journalistic method we call the five W's and H: what, where, when, why, who, and how. Professional journalists, when they are going out, uh, in search of news items or news stories, they arm themselves with the five W's and H. So, in writing too, this can be helpful to you. So, on a given topic, you can begin to gather information or invent ideas by simply asking questions. What is this about? Where, if it is an event, where did it take place? When did it happen? Why did it happen? Or why is this necessary? You know, who are the participants, or who are affected, or who are involved, and how does this happen, and how does this work? There are a whole lot of questions that you can raise that will open the doors to new pieces of information. So the important thing is that the process you have kickstarted is step one, you know, brainstorming and invention. As you give the topic a thought, the ideas that keep flowing into your mind, you need to capture them by jotting them down. You gather this information, trap the information and write them down. All right. Then in step three, you organize and outline this information. You have brainstormed, you have invented the ideas, you have generated ideas, then you have gathered this idea. Then these ideas, the next step, which is step three, is for organizing and outlining. Now, these steps can be applied to any piece of writing, whether you are writing a book, or you are writing an article, or you are writing a story, or you are simply writing an essay in an exam hall. These steps can, be applied. All right. The extent to which you go in applying each step will vary from one form of writing to another, but the steps are similar. Now, creating an outline is very critical to writing a good piece. All right, because an outline is a list of the key points you are going to use when you start writing. Now, create an outline by jotting down these ideas. The different writers have different systems of jotting down their ideas. Some use a journal, some use a diary. If you are in an exam hall, you you cannot use a journal or a diary, and you are not even allowed to come into the exam hall with a sheet of paper. So what do you do, and how do you create an outline? Pick a page in your answer booklet. It could be the last page. Use it as a rough sheet of paper. Don't tear it. Leave it there, but write on that page, on that sheet, jot down all the key points. All right? Then organize them, rearrange them. Logical arrangement of parts make a good structure. When you look at a good house, you discover that the structures, the very parts, various parts were gathered in form of materials, and then they were arranged into their different logical uh, positions, and a house is built. So in writing is the same. you know these parts, these pieces of information that you have jotted down, you need to logically arrange them into a definite structure. All right, you need to arrange the ideas into groups, organize them into a writing plan. In building a house, you need a building plan, but in writing, in composing any piece of writing, you need a writing plan, and your outline is your writing plan. All right. Now, step 4 is where you write your draft. If you are writing a book, a novel, whatever it is, then once you have gone through step 1 to 3, step 4 will be writing your draft. In an exam hall, you don't have the luxury of making a whole piece of writing your draft. You just plunge into it, dive into the writing, and write what you are going to submit. So step 4 for a candidate, writing an essay in an exam hall, you are not writing a draft, even though somehow that first uh, process can be seen as a draft, in the sense that you will cross-check and edit, or correct the errors there. But I want to differentiate a draft, in terms of a novel that you are writing. You have all the freedom in the world to write and then put it off, come back to it over and over again. Now, it's different from writing an essay in the exam hall. You are given a definite amount of time, and once the time is up, the bell goes and you must submit. So that is exactly what you ought to know. But at this stage, you need to put the parts together to make the whole, just as you put the parts of a house together. All right? The the foundation, the DPC, if you like, the walls, the lintel, the windows, the doors, the beam, um, all right, the decking, if that's the type of building. Then, of course, other parts going up to the roof level, then putting on the roof and all that, all the various parts. Now, in writing, you have to know exactly the features of the writing you are embarking upon. If you are writing a letter, then of course a letter begins with the writer's address and date. Then what follows depends on the type of letter. If it is a formal letter, then the receiver's designation and address, followed by salutation, and then you have the title, and then you have the introductory paragraph, followed by the body of the letter, followed by the conclusion, and then you have your closing greeting or subscription, and then the writer's full name, follows. So if you are writing an article, you begin with a headline or a title. If you are writing a speech, you begin with a title as well. So it depends on the type of title the type of writing you are embarking upon. If you are writing a book, you begin with the book title, all right, and then the content and all that. Now, writing is a process of communicating a message through logical arrangement of ideas. So have this in mind. And so you must have the message that you want to convey in that piece of writing. But you have to convey this message through a definite structure. Every good piece of writing must have an introduction, the body, and the conclusion. And so you put this together into a complete writing. Okay? Now, once you are through with that, the last step, which is step 5, is rewriting and revising. This is the stage at which you cross-check what you have written to ensure that you remove the errors. Your final product, whether it is an essay or a book, needs to be presented in a refined form. Refining removes impurities and brings out the gold in its richness. All right. Now, if it depends on the type of writing you are doing. If you are writing a book, you will have to do some sentence restructuring, thematic restructuring, and so on and so forth. Now, then correction of errors, errors of grammar, spelling, punctuation, and so on and so forth. And then you have your final product. So this actually is important. In an exam hall, if you are writing an essay, whether it is a letter, an article, a speech, a report, or a story, what you need to do is simply to go through what you have written, then correct the errors and ensure it is error free. Then you submit your answer sheet. Now, this is the simple process, and I hope you have learned something from today's episode. We have been looking at the 5 steps of the writing process and how to apply the simple procedure in all types of essay, questions, or writing topics. Now, if you have enjoyed today's video, make sure you like the video and share it with your friends and relations. All right? For those of you who are preparing to sit your English exams in the near future, I want you to, while you are watching this video, pause the video at intervals and think about each step, and then practice, applying the each step to your writing. You can give yourself an assignment from probably some past questions, and then use this procedure and attempt to write. You will see how it simplifies the writing process for you. When you plan your writing, you are going to write well. So this is how it has been in today's video. There is a free masterclass coming up in a few days' time. I'm going to leave the link in the description box, so that if you are interested in attending or participating in that free masterclass, you simply click on it and register for it. Now, the masterclass is on how to set up an online teaching business, and we are organizing this free masterclass to show our appreciation to all of you out there who have given us your massive support. English Classes Online recently achieved 5,000 subscribers, our first 5,000 subscribers on YouTube on this particular channel. So we are celebrating it, and one of the ways, at least the major way in which we are celebrating it, is to give back to the community that has actually given us their support. So if you are interested in setting up your own online teaching business and do exactly what I'm doing uh, in order to earn income for yourself and for your family and for the people you care most for, then of course you need to sign up for this upcoming webinar. All right, so that you will learn completely free of charge, and at the end of that webinar you should be able to set up your own online teaching business and begin to earn passive income on various online platforms. Now, you will also find a list of my some of my publications, because I have published uh, quite a number of books, which is why I am able to discuss the writing process. Mm, To begin with, I've written and published 8 books in the printed edition that are being used in various schools across my country, Nigeria. Recently, a university in this country approved one of my novels. All right. Incidentally, the first novel I wrote, a university approved the novel, as a reading text for each student. So that is part of my success story as a writer. Then, if you check the description box, you will find quite a number of ebooks that you might find useful to you uh, in learning how to create content. So you can click on any of the ones you want and you'll be able to grab a copy of it. You will also find some online courses that I have published on Udemy, and some of the courses will be a huge blessing to whoever uh, grabs them, because you will learn some practical digital skills that will turn your life around. Now, having said this, I also will like you to visit our website on www.englishclassesonline.com.ng. There are a whole lot of things you are going to gain when you visit that website. I look forward to seeing you in the upcoming masterclass, which is completely free of charge. I also look forward to seeing you in the next episode. Goodbye for now and remain blessed.